Have you heard the chatter across the internet that the Philippines is actually the biblical land of Ophir? It sounds good, but once the evidence is sifted, the claims turn out to be completely false. Let's take a look at several important reasons why the Philippines is most certainly not Ophir. All of these points have been discussed in my articles debunking Timothy Jay Schwab of the God Culture. If we want to know where the land of Ophir is, why would we not go back to the oldest sources? In the 1st century AD, Josephus wrote an extensive history of the Jewish nation. He tells us in no uncertain terms that Ophir is the golden Chersonesus which belongs to India. There is only one place in the entire world which is called the golden Chersonesus, and that is the Malay Peninsula. Therefore the Philippines is not Ophir. In his testing the resources of Ophir, the God Culture admits that India has all the resources attributed to Ophir.
One such claim is that India must be Ophir. Now, we will give them that India does in fact have the resources on Solomon's list. Yes, it does.
In his book The Search for King Solomon's Treasure, he says the same thing. Notice how in the same sentence Tim contradicts himself by saying India's claim does not fail but also fails the test of history, despite Josephus claiming India is Ophir. What is important to note is that Tim admits India has all the resources of Ophir, which affirms the historical claim of Josephus that Ophir is in India. If the Philippines is actually Ophir, then why do all ancient geographies omit the Philippines? Because no ancient Romans or Greeks ever sailed to the Philippines. If they did, then these expert cartographers would have included it in their descriptions of the world. As it is, Ptolemy's map, which is the pinnacle of ancient geography, ends with the golden Chersonesus and an enclosed Indian Ocean. There is no room for any islands east of the Malay Peninsula because no one had sailed that far east. Yet the God Culture claims Filipinos and Greeks were circumnavigating Africa to trade with one another until the time of Jesus Christ. That is ridiculous, and there is simply no getting around this fact, no matter how many hoops the God Culture jumps through. If the ancient Romans and Greeks had been sailing to the Philippines to trade, then why is there no record of their presence? Roman coins have been found as far east as Vietnam. There have been plenty of archaeological digs and finds across the Philippines, but no ancient Roman or Greek artifacts have ever been found in the Philippines. That is because they never sailed to or traded with the Philippines. One thing the God Culture is fond of saying is that in the Bible Ophir is called the Isles in the East at the ends of the earth. However, the Bible never mentions isles in the east or at the ends of the earth. Chapter 8 in his book is a very convoluted misinterpretation of scripture, but unraveling Tim's ridiculous Bible interpretation is beyond the scope of this article. Here is every mention of Ophir in the Bible. At no time is Ophir ever described as a group of islands. What the Bible has to say about Ophir is very limited. All we know about Ophir geographically is that it is in the east from the Red Sea port of Ezion-Geber. Other than that, in the list of resources brought back, nothing is known about Ophir. Neither Ophir, Tarshish, or Sheba are ever described as being islands, and to twist the Bible to make it say otherwise is bad hermeneutics. The above 5 reasons are more than enough to reject any claim that the Philippines is Ophir. But the God Culture has gone a step further and produced a series of videos and a book full of convoluted, Byzantine, and in some cases fabricated evidence to prove the Philippines is Ophir. Here are just a few of those claims. Antonio Pigafetta saw elephants in the Philippines. Fernando Pinto shipwrecked in the Philippines and placed them at 9N20. Filipinos and Greeks regularly circumnavigated Africa to trade with one another. The Lequias Islands are Luzon Island in the Philippines. Antonio Pigafetta's journal is the only eyewitness source to Magellan's landing in the Philippines. Antonio Pigafetta claimed Samar Island is Catiguara. The Philippines is Antilla. The city of Manila is mentioned on a 1492 map. The Bahia map is Portuguese when it is really German. And the list goes on. Over the past few years I have meticulously dismantled and exposed the nonsense of Timothy Jay Schwab. He lies when he says no one has disproved him in 7 years. I have done that a multitude of times and I will continue to do so. This is just a brief list of the many reasons the Philippines is not Ophir. I believe they are the strongest reasons. The oldest testimony as to where Ophir is located in India in the Golden Chersonesus. Ancient maps prove that no one knew anything past the Golden Chersonesus. The Bible never describes Ophir as islands in the east at the ends of the earth. Those facts cannot be overcome, and with that Timothy Jay Schwab's case for the Philippines as Ophir is untenable ab initio.